What a beautiful day here in Denver, Colorado. It is just stunning. And you know, it's just one of those days that makes you want to run forever. And I want to talk about that in this video, how you can get yourself to be able to run for longer, because this is a major goal that us runners have. It's the cornerstone of our ability to build endurance. So of all the different ways that we can run longer, what are the most effective? What are the most strategic ways that we can improve our ability to run for more miles or more time? Let's see. So no matter if you're a new runner or you're a seasoned runner, there are always times in our training where we want to be able to run further, to be able to run for a longer period of time. And so there are a lot of different ways that we can do that, but I think some of the most effective are what I'm going to include in this video. So first, let's get the easy ones out of the way. Number one, I think we should just slow down. A lot of the times when we're out running a long run, we start to fail at the end of that long run. Maybe we're getting muscle cramps, maybe we're just getting so sore and tight that we can't continue on, or sometimes we just run out of fuel. A big part of that is pacing. In fact, that's the main part of us not being able to finish a long run. So if you're getting excessively fatigued at the end of a long run, if you're finding that you just don't have the energy to keep going and reach the time or mileage goal that you have for yourself, let's slow down a little bit. Let's make sure we're keeping not only our heart rate low, and that's a really great strategy for keeping our long runs manageable, is a lower heart rate or a slower pace. But one reason why I do like to focus on pace is because of the impact force of our running. We can certainly run with a lower heart rate, but a faster pace if we're going downhill or if it's really cool outside and we're well rested. But that introduces muscular damage that is going to come back to bite us at the end of that long run. So let's keep our pace under control. Let's keep our breathing and heart rate under control, and you're going to be able to run for longer because of that. Tip number two to run longer, this is my favorite: run with friends. You are not going to be looking at your watch. You are not going to be worried about the miles ticking by when you're having a great time with some good friends. So call up your running buddies, get a group together. Maybe you get some friends that you haven't seen for a while and get out there, maybe on the trails. Maybe you have a great time and you schedule some extra time afterwards to grab a pastry and a coffee. Oh, sounds amazing. These are the moments that we are going to remember, and if we're going to do something hard like a long run, a group of friends with us is going to be able to improve our mindset around that long run. We're going to have more fun with it while still accomplishing our training goals, and you are probably going to be able to run for a little bit longer because of that friend group. Long runs can also get hard if you're not fueling properly. And this can take the form of not hydrating well or not fueling with calories and carbohydrate during that long run. So if you're starting to feel underfueled at the end of a long run, your muscles are getting sore, they're getting tight, you're feeling low energy, your pace is dropping, this is probably a good situation where extra fuel is going to come in handy. So if you're running longer than about 90 minutes, you probably should take in some fuel. Longer than 2 hours, you definitely should take in some fuel. And you should probably take in fuel more than once during a run that's 2 hours or longer. You've got to experiment a little bit with what works for you, but generally speaking, if we're practicing marathon fueling, we're gonna want about 60 grams of carbohydrate per hour, which is almost about 2 gels per hour. So if you're out there for a 3-hour long run, it's probably a good idea to take 5 or 6 gels because you are going to be fully fueled, and the side benefit of that is your performance is going to go up, but the real sneaky side benefit is the fact that you are jump starting your recovery. That is going to make you feel better both during the run and after the run, especially the next day.
You know, I'm not that big into supplements, but I do love AG1 by Athletic Greens. I consider it my nutrition insurance, helping me cover all my bases so I know I'm not missing out on anything my body needs, especially when I'm training really hard. I try to eat really well, but of course, AG1 is that extra security that gives me peace of mind over my diet. 1 scoop per day, and I'm getting 75 vitamins and minerals, prebiotics, probiotics, antioxidants, and adaptogens. You can try it out too at athleticgreens.com/Jason, and they're going to throw in a free year's worth supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. Check it out at athleticgreens.com/Jason.
I remember one time I went to Disney World with my family when I was a young kid, and I remember doing laps of a parking lot to get in the mileage that my coach wanted me to get in while I was away on vacation. And so tip number 4 to run longer is to not do what I did and run somewhere beautiful. When you're running somewhere that is completely uninspiring, like loops of a Walmart parking lot, those minutes and miles are gonna tick by so slowly. But if you're out here, say in Colorado, and you've got some beautiful scenery around you, you're exploring nature, you're surrounding yourself with beauty, those miles are gonna go by quickly because you're gonna be having so much fun out there. You're just gonna be appreciating the natural beauty of your surroundings. I can't think of a better way to go run for a very long time than surrounding myself with beautiful nature. It's gonna make that long run a lot more psychologically easier for you, and that's just gonna be more fun. All right, tip number 5 for being able to run longer is to actually make sure your training before your long run is structured in such a way to make your long run possible in the first place. Because the long run is arguably one of the most important types of workouts we can do as endurance runners, we really have to prioritize it. And that means structuring our training in such a way that we're not doing a hard workout the day before. We're not doing something very physically stressful the day before the long run, because all these things are going to negatively impact how we feel on long run day, potentially causing us to not be able to hit the time or mileage goal that we have. And so whenever I used to talk about long runs with any of the coaches that I had during my running career, they always wanted me to really prioritize it. Let's make sure that we go to bed early the night before. Let's stay hydrated. Let's not go out and have too many adult beverages beforehand. Let's make sure that we're running with friends who are going to challenge us and keep the run more fun and interesting. Let's make sure we fuel properly. Let's be super process oriented so that our long run can be the best it can be. When it is, we get more out of it, we get more positive adaptations, and ultimately we become much faster runners. So let's do what we can to prioritize the long run, and that's gonna make it a lot more manageable for you out there on the day. So because I like running, running's just my favorite, I want you to be able to run for a long time. It's gonna help you gain endurance, it's probably gonna improve your race performances, and you're gonna be a much better runner. What's not to love? So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our future videos. We'll talk soon.